Okay, so you probably maybe have just already done the shoulder press exercise that I've done with you, wearing the same gear, same video pretty much. Now I'm going to show you lateral raise. That's when we bring our hands out to the side of our body. You'll notice when I get to this point, my elbows are not higher than my shoulders and my wrists are actually staying lower than my elbows. There's no point. You can get even, got no issues with that. Everything can be dead set even, but I always say just a little bit lower than everything else. Lower elbow, lower wrist. Okay, now I'm going to go through one set. At the end of that set, I am going to give you some details. Give me a second here. Let's reset that. Brilliant. At the end of that set, I'm going to talk you through some of the correct technique. All right. So just watch for a start, and then I'll come back to you. So what have I got here? 5s. All right. Let's go. 1, 2. Notice the speed to start with. 3. Notice how I don't go too close to my legs at the bottom. 5. Can you notice the little tip at the top? 6. I'm going to go side on. 7. Notice how my arms are slightly in front. Probably going a bit faster if I'm correct. 9. A little bit slower. 10. 11. And 12. All right, let me just hit the 60-second timer. Shouldn't really drop the weights. Well, not really. They're sort of bouncing. Okay, they're bouncing. So first thing I talked about, remember, is as you go up, elbows lower than shoulders, wrists lower than elbows. We don't want to see this. I do not want to be able to see your palms. I always say to everybody, I want to see the hair on the back of your knuckles. Because that means you've actually done this little turn. And as you do that little tilt, you get more of your shoulder kicks in to lift the weight up. Whereas if you rotate this way, I start to work more of the front of my deltoid and more of my chest. Don't really want to do that, especially if you've just done shoulder press, because you've just worked that region anyways. So we're really only just focusing on this one little muscle. The other thing is we don't want to do this because we're not trying to build up our trapezius at the back here. You do shrugs for them later if you wanted to. So you've got to have nice relaxed shoulders as you're going through this, or nice relaxed traps, should I say. And that nice clean motion. You can go out to the sides. There's nothing wrong with your hands being out that way if you stick your elbows behind you. Okay, you can work through it. I always tend to just have my hands coming slightly forward. Next set, let's go. Time is up, 60 seconds when we're away. 1. Now, if you're training along, do your 4 sets. 2. 3. You can even move at my speed if you like. 4. 5. With this one, I'm sort of taking my hands directly out to the side. 6, instead of they're not in front of me. 7. 8. 9. Oh, it's a good burn. 10. I need to do lighter weights more often. 11. 12. Okay. So that took me roughly about 40 seconds for those 12 reps because I was able to go nice and slow. Remember, we're trying to get past that 30-second mark. So if you've got a timer to watch like I have, it's perfect. And you're trying to get past that 30, failing around that 45-second mark. Okay. So really important. If you're doing this and you're getting, I'm finishing around 25 and I'm tired, slow down. Try and go a lot slower. Okay. Or it might mean that you just need to have another set of weights nearby so that you maybe just reach your 12 reps on that 30-second mark, quickly grab them, pump out 3 or 4 more, and you'll get a really good burn, then have your 60 seconds rest. You're in here training, especially if you're only doing 20 minutes a day, you can push through 4 sets of shoulder press, 4 sets of these flies, and you smash your shoulders, and you get that done in 20 minutes, especially if it's taking you, imagine it's taking you roughly a minute to do the exercise. Time you put your weights down, you reset the clock, minutes for the rest. Do your math on that. Pretty simple. 8 minutes to do 4 sets. So 16 minutes, you're done. Took you about 4 or 5 minutes to warm up, have a quick stretch. You're done in 20, 25 minutes. So it's an achievable thing to do. Alright, we are on to set number 3. I'm just waiting for the zeros to come through and I'm away. 1. A bit faster than that one. 2. If you have a mirror, use them. 3. I'm sneaking forward now so I can. 4. Just allows you to see if your elbows are in the right place. 5. If you're coming down too low, 6. Because I want to pause out to the sides. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12. I'm going to do 2 more because I was racing it And it only just got to the 30-second mark. And those 2 more reps just got me through roughly to about 40 seconds. So you can see how 2 more reps is actually a big thing to do. Makes a big, big difference, because you've got to think it's always time under pressure, okay? It's not about how heavy the weight is. It's about how long you can put that muscle under pressure. So if you can get it under a decent amount of pressure by the time you get through to 5 or 6 reps, and then it's already starting to burn, then you're really getting into it, all right? Really working hard. So you can do something called drop sets. So you might start off with 3 different weights. So maybe I had 10s here, then I had 7s, and then I had 5s. So I'd use the 10s, and I'd do potentially as many of them as I could until my technique went a little bit, not until I'm completely tired, but until my technique fell apart. And then I'd move to the 7s and use them until my technique came to pieces again. And then I'd pick up the next set. So I could get anywhere from 16 to 20 reps done. But think about the time under pressure that I'm in. So I'm not just starting with 5s and it starts to burn at 6. Start with 10 and it starts to burn at 3. And then I pick up the next weights and it starts to burn for the next 2 to 3. You get the idea? Okay. So think about that if you've got more weights. Reach out, ask. There's so many different ways to train and mix up the programs that you've got. Anyways, it's time to go. Last set, shoulder press. I'll go side on. Sorry, lateral dumbbell raise. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go slower because remember I ran out of time before. 4. Looks better this time. 5. 6. Remember, show me your knuckles. 7. 8. 9. That's better. I'm on 9 and I've just come up to 30 seconds. 10. 11. 12. Woo! 1 more. There we go. So you can see, look, the previous set, I had to do a couple of extra to get me up to around that 40-second mark. But because I went slower, I did 12 reps, same amount of time. Time under pressure. It's not about how many reps you could do. If I want to do heaps of reps, I could pick up the 2 kilos and just go, you Mark, do 200 of them. There's no point. Okay, there's no point. We've got to fail somewhere between that 12 and that 20 repetition mark. Ideally, it's still a 12 to 15 because that means it only takes you about 45 seconds and you have a minute's rest, and we're not spending forever in the gym. Right, that's it. That is lateral raises.